Alright, Black Asta and MERELEONA, the two festival units that will be arriving to global sooner rather than later, and I know that that is kind of the thought on everyone's mind because it's like, who should I be summoning for if I am free to play, right? So that is what this whole entire video is going to be dedicated towards. We're going to be breaking down MERELEONA's kit, Black Asta's kits, their team comms, and overall how much investment do you need for each unit, because I'm not gonna lie, man, every festival tends to be kind of, I guess, pricey when it comes to the amount of investment you do need. Now, given they are, the best of the best, easily, without a doubt. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. If y'all are new, drop a like, hit the sub, and let me know in the comment section which festival unit do you plan on going for right now. And then if you do stay to the end of the video, I will give you my final thoughts, and let me know by then if your answer still stays the same, or if you want to go ahead and switch it up to kind of go from Black Asta to MERELEONA, or vice versa. So let's get into it. And starting off, we're going to talk about MERELEONA, right? We'll save Black Asta for last. Now, MERELEONA, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a lot of fun with this unit. Where is she? So honestly, this unit is great. I think she is fun. She is really awesome in terms of what she can do. Her being a defender, that is what I've been primarily been using her as, just because of the team comps and everything. But if you do want her to be a sub DPS, you can absolutely make her a sub DPS if you want to. Now, I have done showcases for both units, Black Asta and her, in both PvE and PvP. So at any point in time, if you do want to check those videos out, they will be available to you on the channel. Simply just go back and watch one of my videos. But when it comes to her kit overall, I think, like I said already, she is a great unit. Now, do I think she could have been better? Absolutely. Do I think she is festival worthy? Yes and no, and I'll kind of explain why. So let's go over her kit one more time just to kind of reiterate what she can do. So on the skill 1, if the enemy that you are choosing attacking does have a damage over time, so bleed, burn, or poison, whatnot, then you are guaranteed to have a taunt on them for 2 turns, which I think is insane, honestly, because it kind of messes up the flow state for your enemy in terms of like what they can do and stuff. Because I know that for PvP right now, it's obviously all AI and stuff like that, and they kind of go by what you preset it as. So for example, if you attack someone that does have a burn stack on them, or like a bleed, burn, poison, whatnot damage over time, debuff on them, then you can proc off the skill 1 taunt. And then guess what? Maybe that main DPS, for example, Julius, then you kind of shut down that Julius from preventing to do his ultimate. And then, because you know that once like a unit such as Julius does get started, he procs off the ultimate, he kills one enemy, he uses skill 2, and it kind of just messes everything up for your team. So having this, I think, can be great for PvP especially, and I actually do like this. So the first skill I'm a fan of, I think is great. Second skill is kind of okay, I wouldn't say it's exactly the best. Now, keep in mind, I do have MERELEONA on the skill page, but we're actually going to go ahead and turn this off for now. So if you do not have the skill page, then simply it is an AoE attack, and then the enemy that you do choose, you can remove the barrier off them. So it's not really helpful if the enemy does not have a barrier team, which I guess is like kind of saying, well, doesn't every team have like a barrier unit? Yes and no. So again, it just depends on the team that you are fighting up against. But I will say that I really wished it had some kind of burn mechanic, because everything out of her entire kit, she doesn't have burn anywhere except for the partner skill, which we will get to in just a second. But skill 2, pretty basic. Now, if you do have the skill page, it is allowing you to not only do the AoE attack, and then you remove the barrier off of one specified unit, but then you also give your entire team mana skin, which is giving them a 30% damage reduction. So kind of really nice to have. But then again, that is with the skill page, which unfortunately not everyone will have access to. Okay, so let's just count it without the skill page for now. Okay, now when it comes to the ultimate, same exact ultimate as season 6 Magna, to where the unit is able to do more damage based on the number of burn stacks that they have. So the only difference between her and Magna is a 20% difference. So Magna's ultimate is a 45% damage increase for every burn stack. MERELEONA is a 65%. So literally the exact same copy and paste. Also, both units have a thing to where if they kill an enemy with the ultimate, then they do get to attack again. So again, it's like 1-to-1, except the only difference is a 20% per damage increase. So that is that. And then when it comes to the partner skill, again, oh, also I forgot to say that you also get to remove the barrier. So it's the same exact thing. So when it comes to the partner skill, you are doing a guaranteed burn onto the enemy for 2 turns, which is great. Again, that is the only part of her kit that has a burn. That is without dupes, by the way. Now, when it comes to the passive, when you get up to LR, when you have 8 special points, obviously, then you do apply mana skin to yourself, which is going to be quite nice. So as long as you don't use the ultimate, you're always going to have that mana skin, right? But the moment you do use it, then you're kind of stuck without it. And that's with not having the skill page, by the way. So like, for example, I have the skill page, so I can get mana skin for my entire team by using skill 2. But for people who do not have the skill page, then you're gonna have you're gonna have to make sure that MERELEONA is at 8 special points or more if you want to have the mana skin for her. But if not, then use ultimate, and that's kind of, you know, you're losing the mana skin, right? So that is kind of that. Skill 2, it is going to be LR plus 2. At the start of the wave, you do apply a guaranteed taunt to the enemy with the highest all attack. So for example, if you're facing off a team against Julius or whatnot, most likely Julius will be the unit with the highest all attack stat. And so having your LR plus 2, you get that guaranteed taunt, which means that guess what? Julius can't proc off his ultimate, and it kind of shuts that unit down and kind of give you a upper hand advantage, which is not too bad. LR plus 5, same exact passive as the LR plus 2, except the only addition is that anytime MERELEONA is hit, okay, then you are applying a 1 stack of burn for 2 turns onto the entire enemy team. That aspect is broken. Okay, I think this is probably one of the most OP passives to have in the entire game. Now, I will say it's very, very unfortunate that she does not have any other burn stacks anywhere else on her entire kit except for the partner skill and the LR plus 5. So they kind of wanted to make it to where, you know, you want to take other burn units alongside MERELEONA if you do not have her at LR plus 5, which is understandable. But I will say, if you want to maximize this unit, you want to get her to LR plus 5, right? And plus, she's a festival, so I feel like a majority of you guys who will summon for global, if you want to get her on global, you will max her out anyways because she's MERELEONA, she's a festival, you know. So but for those who just want to get the 1 copy and everything, this is what you are kind of working with if you want to get her to max dupe, which I think is great. I still have mine at no dupes, and I'm like heavily considering if I want to max dupe her or not. Right now I only have 4, so I do get 1 more copy in just a few days time when I get my last 10 tickets, so I can max dupe her if I want to. But will I? I'm not too sure, because honestly I've been using her no dupes and she's been working just fine, just as OP. I've had really no issues when it comes to me running team comps and everything. So I think she's great on her own, you know, without the dupes and everything. So if I want to, I might get her to LR plus 2 just to have that guaranteed taunt on them. But besides that, I have not had any issues so far. And so when it comes to team comps for MERELEONA, so let's go over here to the team builder. I will say between her and Black ASTA, I do think hers is a little bit more free to play friendly, just because there are, you know, multiple burn units that you will have available in game by the time she does come out, that you kind of, you know, switch in and out for, as opposed to Black ASTA, which we'll get to here in just a second. So when it comes to MERELEONA, you can obviously run multiple different team comps. If you do want to check out the build for MERELEONA, I will have it on the channel soon enough. But the team that I've been using is something like this, right? So again, you have Voltos for the support and the magic attack increase. You have MERELEONA playing that, you know, the main defending role, and then the sub DPS if you want to build her that way. You have Season 6 Charlotte to be the mono green support, just providing barrier for the entire mono green team. And then you have Hatred Fauna, which is my main DPS for this team. So I've been working with this, it's been going super well. And plus, bear in mind, you know, Fauna being a also burn unit, then it kind of allows MERELEONA to have some burn stacks onto the enemy. So if she does want to use her ultimate to get off those, you know, 65% damage increase for every burn stack, then she can, courtesy of Fauna. So I think using this team, it has worked out fantastic for me. I have not had any problems thus far, and it's actually been working out really, really nice in PvP. So the only time I lose is I just get unlucky and the burn does not get rid of Black ASTA, and then he uses AoE skill. That is the only time I'm losing, which kind of happens more often than not, unfortunately. But you know, that is kind of RNG at the end of the day, right? So I think this team would be great. When it comes to it being, you know, pay to win or free to play friendly, you don't have to take Fauna if you don't want to. The only thing is that, unfortunately, there are not a lot of burn green units that we have in game, so that is kind of the sad part. But you can obviously take another green unit if you would like to. Maybe you want to take Season 4 Jack or Season 3 on Global. You can take maybe Riot instead. You can take, there are other green units you can take if you want to. Again, I was just going with, you know, what's a green unit that can fit alongside this team, and what's a unit that can also provide burn. And at the moment, we only have this Hatred Fauna that is a green burn unit. So I don't think there's anyone else in game that is a green burn unit from what I remember. At least I could be wrong. I mean, you could take OG Fuego, right? But I feel like not a lot of people plan to use this unit or even build them up, but he is an option if you would like to, so that's not too bad as well. But again, you're kind of limited in terms of options when it comes to specifically green burn units for this team. So that is the mono green, but if you do not want to take a mono green, then you can absolutely take a burn team, which I feel like a lot of people do plan on using anyways. Now this burn team specifically has worked out really well, because you know, you have burns, and just a defending role. So this team actually works out. I did do a PvP match with the team, actually a few, and it worked out quite nicely for me. So in comparison to the mono green team that I just showed y'all, I do prefer that one, if I'm being honest with you, just because it's more consistent, you know, the units don't die as much, and I just have a lot more fun personally. But it's not to say that this team is bad at all. This team is actually really good. So if you would like to use this team, you can. And for those saying, oh, you know, what if I don't have season 6 Magna or season 5 Charmy, then just take other burn units. You know, you don't have to stick to those two. Again, it's just those two have fantastic burn synergy, so that is why I decided to use them, and I feel like a lot of people would use them. But if you don't want to take them, then take whatever burn you have available. Maybe you want to take OG Fauna. I mean, given she's not the best for PvP, I'll be honest with you, but if you are running low on option when it comes to burn units, then you can take her. Again, kind of work with what you have, again, because I know burn units aren't, you know, we don't have a gigantic roster yet full of burn units, but slowly we are getting there over time. So if you would like to make a burn team, you can kind of rock with whatever units you have available and just go from there. But I'm just letting you know what units I think would be great. You can take, you know, SR Magnet if you would like to. I mean, are you going to take them to PvP? Most likely not, but again, you know, if that's an option you want to take into PvP and a burn unit that you have available, then go ahead. But any burn unit to allow MERELEONA to get those burn stacks up and up will be fantastic. I think, you know, season 4 or season 3 Fuego would not be a bad option, because again, he does have an AoE ultimate that does have burn damage increase, so this is going to be a great option. Who knows, I might do a PvP video using these two, brother and sister, so stay tuned for that. But that is an option. So when it comes to team comps for MERELEONA, you have a few options. You know, it's very versatile in terms of what units you can bring alongside, and you don't have to stick with, you know, this team in particular. You can obviously swap out, you know, Fauna for someone else, maybe like a DPS or a barrier such as Rodis, or you want to take season 1 Mimosa for the heals and stuff. If you want to just do anything mono green related, I don't think it's a bad idea. So I would recommend mono green, in my opinion, over the burn team, but that's just me. Now let's talk about Black ASTA. Okay, so again, at the end of the video, I will give you my final breakdown on what unit I think global players should look out for. But now let's go ahead and talk about Black ASTA, because I feel like this is the unit a lot of people really want, in my opinion, over MERELEONA, right? Don't get me wrong, MERELEONA, I know she's waifu and everything, but I feel like ASTA is just, I mean, look, it's Black ASTA is our very first form of, you know, Demon ASTA, so you kind of have to have him. No, you kind of have to have him. Now, the unfortunate part is, keep in mind on global, as of right now, okay, as of right now, from when I'm recording this video, so far it seems like the festival banners on global will not take limited time tickets. They will take normal banner tickets, which is a massive W, meaning that, you know, you don't have to spend 30,000 crystals to do 200 pulls. You can just use your normal tickets, or if you want to convert your crystals into tickets, it's going to take you 24,000. So that is a big W, but as of right now, that is what it seems like. They could change it last minute. Also, another thing to keep in mind is, from what I've seen so far, Witch Queen is not coming out before Black ASTA, okay? And that's kind of a big deal, because without Witch Queen, this unit is going to not work as well in PvP when he does come out in 12 days time. Now, another unit that is able to make this unit work is season 6 Charlotte, which, guess what, she is also not going to be available before Black ASTA. So Black ASTA is going to be released on global kind of like in a blind spot, if that makes sense, right? This unit is not going to have the support that he needs, or, you know, necessarily can work in PvP, as opposed to, you know, when he did come out, we already had those units on JP and KR. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. But let's talk about his kit real quick. Now, when it comes to Black ASTA, again, fantastic unit. I think he's super duper fun for what he offers. You know, a brand new mechanic, having that anti-magic to where if the unit falls below a 40% threshold, he's able to dish out even more damage. So when it comes to Black ASTA, let me go ahead and over to Pride and show y'all. Now, Black ASTA on the skill 1, if anti-magic is present on himself, grants himself a 8 increased special points, and then if anti-magic is not present on himself, then inflicts a block HP recovery onto an enemy for 2 turns. Pretty basic, not too bad, I'll take it. Skill 2, it is going to be AoE damage. If anti-magic is present on himself, attacks after dispelling a barrier from a designated enemy. Then if anti-magic is not present on himself, grants all allies a increased defense level 3 buff for 2 turns, which is a 175% increase in defense. Insane. ultimate here is going to be a single target. If anti-magic is present, removes a barrier, and if it's not present, then you inflict taunt. Partner skill is a guaranteed stun, by the way, so it's the only unit in the game that has a guaranteed stun on the partner attack. LR plus 2 passive is upon gaining anti-magic, inflict taunt on all enemies for 1 turn, and then the unique one is when you get into LR. If HP is equal to or lower than 40%, apply anti-magic, and if it is above 40% HP, then you remove anti-magic from himself. And what anti-magic does is per every 1500 defense he has, grants a 15% increased damage dealt and immunity to status ailments. So again, this unit is all about getting to that anti-magic state, but if you don't get him to anti-magic state, he does have other mechanics to make him a really good tank, you know, which is his main role. So he does have that, you know, offense, but you have to get him to that 40% threshold. Again, if you want to know all about this unit and, you know, me showcasing him and everything is on the channel already, but I'm just kind of reiterating on what this unit can do in regards to his kit. So Black Asta, like I said, I think he is a fantastic unit, really good, really strong and OP. But when it comes to team comps, unfortunately, this unit, in my opinion at least, and I feel like others can kind of agree with me, especially if you have used him before, this unit is more pay to win than like any other unit I have seen in game. Okay, I'm just being honest with you because that's the honest truth. So when it comes to Black Asta, and keep in mind, you do need his skill page to make him like broken. I'll go ahead and say for MERELEONA, you don't even need her skill page. Okay, yes, having your skill page is great. Having the mana skin for your entire team on the skill too, that is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, 30% damage reduction is huge, by the way. That is insane. But it's not like you can't compensate that with a unit such as Season 6 Charlotte, which is kind of quote-unquote available in a free-to-play manner because she's available from your gateway and all that stuff. And with how JP update did it, you have way more access to seasonals than beforehand. But when it comes to Black Asta, you need his skill page 100%, and as of right now, we don't have any way of getting a guaranteed skill page because I don't think on global they will have his skill page available guaranteed. Because keep in mind, JP and Kara, we are able to buy festival skill pages for 20,000 black crystals. So if I go over here and show you the bundle, as you can see, MERELEONA skill page is guaranteed for 20,000 crystals. Now, global, it will not have this, okay? They didn't have it for Julius. I will be very shocked if it comes out for Black Asta, but I don't think they will because, again, speaking from a business point of view, that this would be very dumb, you know? So they want players to go ahead and chase just like how y'all did for Julius's skill page. I know some of y'all went like 5-6 pities, still did not get the skill page, which is crazy. So most likely his skill page will not be guaranteed, and this skill page is broken. Pretty much is double of what the anti-magic does. So for every 1500 defense, this unit will gain even more damage increase, which is crazy. So, you know, take that LR plus passive and then multiply it times 2. So that is what it is doing, allowing you to get some buku multipliers on his anti-magic state, just allowing him to do some crazy damage. So that is what makes him broken. But if you don't have the skill page, you can use a defense one to kind of get that defense up to allow him to do more damage. But I will say his skill page in comparison to MERELEONA's is like a million times more important. So that is the skill page. Now let's talk team comps, okay? Because again, this unit, in my opinion, is extremely pay to win, way more pay to win than MERELEONA, more pay to win than Julius, in my opinion. So Black Asta team comps, obviously you're gonna want to run this, right? Where is she? Witch Queen, Black Asta, Yuno, and then Finral. This is a team comp that majority of players have been using on JP and KR, even in tournaments as well, and it works out tremendously well, okay? It is a top tier team for a reason, and 3 of these units are not so free to play, right? You can't get these 3 in a quote-unquote free to play manner because this unit is available out right now in global. I know that a lot of people skipped him, and I know a lot of people probably do not really care for this unit, but if you do want to run the mono red team, as I stated beforehand, this team is top tier. Now you can do without the Yuno and maybe take like season 2 Noelle, which is not a bad option as well. But Witch Queen. Now I don't know why this unit is not coming out beforehand for Black Asta, which does not make any sense because it's like literally like Black Asta is going to be in a very weird state when he comes out in global, because I don't know how he's going to work, because he's not going to have the support that he needs in order to be as good as he's intended to be, if that makes sense. Because without Witch Queen, he's not getting the immortality, you know. Without Season 6 Charlotte, he's not getting that barrier or damage reduction or anything. This unit is going to be, I don't want to say easy to get rid of, but he's going to be, you know, he's not going to be as difficult as he is compared to JP and KR, obviously, because it's like, okay, well, they don't have Witch Queen, so this unit's not going to have immortality. I can simply take my Julius and just do the ultimate, constantly spam attacks to where this unit will never get a turn in, constantly remove his stamina, etc. Because majority of people have Julius, right? I feel like that's the general consensus. So again, very, very pay to win unit. You know, Witch Queen is almost a must-have for Black Asta. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. If you're free to play, I don't want to tell you to skip Black Asta because I don't know when exactly he will be coming out. And keep in mind that with the whole Destiny of Vanessa, because we had a speculation that the Destiny of Vanessa that was kind of teased on JP and KR would work somehow in conjunction with Black Asta, but in reality she's actually working against him to where that unit can remove immortality, which is going to be, you know, against this unit, and she's working great with MERELEONA. But anyways, overall, I don't think global players, I don't want to say skip Black Asta because in reality he is better than MERELEONA. Okay, that's my final thoughts on that. He's better. He will have no problem getting rid of that team. I mean, if you see my PvP videos, you saw me getting completely obliterated by Black Asta if I don't kill him, right? So he has actually made a 1v4 comeback quite easily. So it's like, this unit is good. He's very, very OP, but the thing is that global players are gonna have to summon for him and then not really be able to use him as he's intended to, because he's not going to have the Witch Queen support. He's not going to have the Season 6 Charlotte support. Yes, those units will come out eventually, but it's like, how long do I have to wait? And then maybe, you know, what if they come out during a really, really bad time to where there's other characters that are also hype as well? It's like, now you have to be really, really smart and like choose which unit specifically to go and summon for. So overall, here's my thoughts, okay? If you know for a fact that you will have the Black Asta team ready to go and you know that you're gonna get Witch Queen, then go ahead and summon for Black Asta, okay? If you know that you're gonna pick up Season 6 Charlotte for free from the gateway or whatnot, go ahead and pick up Black Asta, because even if you don't have Witch Queen, Season 6 Charlotte can make this unit work, okay? The team comp that I've been running, the team comp that I love to run and have been using for a long while, is something like, where is she? There she is, right? This is a team comp I've been running for a long time on JP, KR, PvP. It has worked out tremendously, and I get the job done no problem. But I will say, obviously, the Witch Queen team makes this a lot better, for sure. But it's not like it's impossible to make Black Asta work. So I think if you know for a fact you're going to get Black Asta, you know for a fact you're going to get the Black Asta meta team ready to go, you know, either with Season 6 Charlotte or Witch Queen, then summon for Black Asta. But if you know that, you know, maybe you don't have enough crystals in preparation for Black Asta, because this unit, as I said beforehand, is more pay to win. So he's more pay to win than MERELEONA. So if you feel like you're not ready for Black Asta, because I don't want y'all to go into the banner and then maybe what happens if you do like 100 pulls, that's all you can afford for Black Asta, you don't get the unit. And then it's like, well, crap, I just wasted 100 pulls on this unit to not only get them, and then it's like, cool, my plan was to get the unit and also get Witch Queen, but then you could have used those summons to go ahead and save for the next festival, which is going to be aka MERELEONA. So it's like a lot of give and take. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, Black Asta is more pay to win, but he's better than MERELEONA. So with that information, what are y'all's thoughts? I know it kind of sucks, and yeah, it's kind of a predicament, right? So you have 12 days to decide. 12 days until Black Asta releases, and I know for a fact the hype is going to get to y'all. It's going to get to me as well. I mean, I'm a content creator, so I'm going to try my absolute best to get them, but for free-to-play players on global, be smart about your summons, okay? Because there will, like, man, he's releasing in a bad time because it's going to be constant, like, hype units releasing back to back to back to back to back. So you have to be extremely careful on who you summon for. So those are my final thoughts, okay? Again, my general overall for free to play. If you know you're gonna get the Black Asta team, summon for Black Asta, get Charlotte for free, go from there. I don't know when Witch Queen is dropping, but if you want to for now, rock Season 6 Charlotte and Black Asta. This team works, this combo works, it is fantastic. And then maybe try to get Witch Queen later on. But if you know that you're not gonna have enough for Black Asta right now, like, you know for a fact you will, like, you can't get them guaranteed or whatnot, save for MERELEONA, because potentially once Destiny Vanessa comes out, she is gonna work great alongside MERELEONA. and then they could end up getting rid of Black Asta, and then maybe we won't see this unit anymore. So those are my thoughts, but right now Black Asta is still better than MERELEONA. That is my final thoughts. Let me know what y'all have to say in the comment section, and yeah, subscribe if y'all new. Take care, peace.